Today I'm going to be showing you how to tie knots. Stay tuned. Right, so first up I've got to clarify some terminology. This is a loop. This is a bite. So you'll hear me talking about loops and bites. That's a bite. That's a loop. That's an overhand knot. The difference between an overhand knot, if you're new to bushcraft, you'll hear people talking about hitches and half hitches a lot. And an overhand knot wrapped around something is a half hitch. A hitch basically means something wrapped around a log or whatever. So that's that all clarified. So first knot is a clove hitch. First easiest way to do it is you make two loops, both with the rope going to the right on top. You then put this rope on the right underneath to make two loops like that, and then you can wrap that around anything you want, and there you have it. It's a really strong knot, handy, fast, and it's dead easy to undo. So just pull it there and that all comes loose. That's the clove hitch. If you're tying it onto something where you obviously can't get to the end, so say like a big log like this, move you over a bit. All you do is you wrap it around above, then you wrap it around below, and you take this bit where you would untie it, and you just poke it through. So you end up with that kind of crisscross thing. You give it a tug, doesn't come loose. You want to loosen it up. I keep bumping my tripod, sorry. Yeah. And away it goes. So that's the clove hitch. Right, so next knot is a reef knot. So you start off with a cross, wrap it around. Now here's where it gets interesting. So a lot of people say right over left, then left over right. The way I do it is I just basically make a bite. Right? So this rope is made a bite. I then wrap that around the bite and through the center. So you end up with two bites knotted together, and that is your reef knot. So good thing about this is that it can hold a lot of strain, and it's dead easy to get undone because you grab all four bits of rope, you just push them together and it comes apart like that. That's how you would do it wrong, and if you go like that then it's wrong, and when you pull it tight you'll see that these two scrap bits go up and down, and that's just, it's not good. Like, it'll still hold a bit, but it's not the way you want to do it. So you always want to tie it so you make that bite, and then if this one's going over the first rope, it goes over the second one too, and then it just goes through the wee hole. Boom. And when you pull it tight, see the loose ends are parallel with the rest of the rope. Right, so a great knot for tying your ridgeline up is, I think it's just called the hitch, but it's the same as the reef knot. So you go, you make your half hitch, right? Then you take this, you make a little bite, you're going over the both and through the loop. So there is your reef knot. The only difference is when you pull it this way, see how it flips around, and it then becomes a really nice hitch. And that, I've made it a bit loose to be honest, but if you just keep pushing it, that will eventually tighten down on itself, and that is a great way to tie up your tarp or ridgeline on the one side, and then you do your trucker's hitch on the other side. You can also make it quick release. That's often how I do it. See there? And that doesn't slip. And when you want to undo it, boom. The trucker's hitch, I would say, is the best way to get your tarp really tight. You see your ridgeline, if you want your ridgeline super tight like a guitar string, this is the one to go for. Like you get the most leverage. So all you do is you make a loop, right? You then come around and grab the rope underneath the loop, and you end up with this nice quick release loop. So one loop, and you're going down away from the bit that's already tied off, and you're pulling another loop through that loop. You end up with this. Then take your loose end, you thread it through that loop, and that then creates like a ratchet. So now you can pull on this, and the harder you pull, the tighter it gets. And honestly, like, this is tied off to a fence, and I wouldn't pull it that tight because I'm worried I'd pull the fence over. You can really tie things down tight with this. It's what I use to tie my canoe onto my roof racks with, and it's never let me down. So once you get to here, all you're doing is you're just going over with a little bite coming through, just so that it's quick release. If I want to be really secure, I can then put another one in there. But a lot of the time what I'll do is I'll just put the loose end through that bite, and that way if it does pull, it's gonna get caught on the loose end, but then it obviously becomes not quick release. So, and to undo it, it's dead easy. You just pull it there, that's it, loose, and then this bit, done. Once you've got your ridgeline up, you then want to make either a pressing knot, or I quite often do an adjustable collie hitch, but we'll do the pressing knot first. All you do is you get a little bit of rope, or paracord in this case, and you just do a simple overhand knot to make like a lanyard loop, and you know, very simple. All you do then, you wrap it around, thread it through the center there, come around again, through again, just make sure nothing overlaps, and you end up with that. Now that is your pressing knot. It's dead easy to slide up and down, but when you put tension on it, it grips. So I don't tend to use them that often. I find because then you need to like tie something onto this, so you still need to tie a knot, so it kind of defeats the whole point of having, you know, a simple knot like that if you have to tie another knot. So what I tend to use is called the adjustable collie hitch. Hello. Hey, get out of here, get out of there. I'm not knocking pressing knots at all. I think they're very handy, but personally I just feel like if you need to tie a knot onto your pressing knot, then you might as well just tie you know, the adjustable collie hitch, because there's other versions of this as well. I forget what they're called, but there's a whole bunch of different versions, but this one seems to work for me. So all you do is just get your paracord and you start wrapping it around inside the box there. So you're making like a box. See, so it doesn't matter whether it starts overlapping at the front and goes round to the back, or like here it's starting at the back, it's looping around and it comes out on the top. All you do then is just close off the box and you just put a little bite in there so that it's quick release. Now what I've done in the past is you put a stick through there so that it can't quick release, or you can also put, you know, the loose bit through there. It doesn't really work quite as good as putting a stick through there, but then when you slide that up, it grips exactly the same as a pressing knot. So you can slide it if you pinch it, but if you pull it, it doesn't come, you know, it just stays. So when you want to undo it, you just give it a little wiggle and it comes loose. So it's kind of the same as a pressing knot, but I just find it simpler. So I just have loose bits of paracord on the end of my tarp and I just tie them up like that. That's how I don't bother with the pressing knot. Right, so that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks. Oh no. Hey, are you that same bit of rope? No, I'm afraid not.